Welcome to Kick and welcome to Águeda in Portugal for round 2 of the world's 250cc Motocross World Championships. Well, for round 2 of the championships to Águeda in Portugal then, 2 of the top riders missing from this weekend. Stéphane Totet and Yves Bollé, both of them injured in the opening round, should be back in time for the Dutch third counter of the championship. But at the moment, the reigning double 250 world champion, Stefan Everts, who is going to show us around the circuit, is the man with very little in the way of competition out front. So wearing the #1 plate again for the 97 season, let's ride with Everts.
Then we have a small straightaway. We go a little bit uphill. You see the track is very rocky, becoming very rough.
Well, fantastic ride there with Stefan Everts, the reigning world champion, but surprises in practice include pole for Pit Byra, the #7 man, supremely fast in the qualifying and taking his first pole position.
Fast schon sehr einfach heute. Ich bin eigentlich überrascht.
The big surprise, as Byra explains, was just how easy it was. He said, I was fastest in free training, and that all went remarkably easily. Then in qualifying, 2 slow runs, and then put in a quick one, and immediately grabbed pole for the first time in 7 years of trying. Talon Voland, #3, winner of the Spanish Grand Prix, was second quickest in the qualifying. and joint leader of the championship with the absent Torte.
I'm very happy. I got second today, just a fraction of a second off the first position. And I think the top 3 pick on this gate is important. I'm second, so I reached my goal for today, and I feel very comfortable after winning last week. I'm very confident, and I feel that tomorrow can also be the day for me.
Runner-up in both rounds in Spain is third quickest man, Marnik Boverts.
I'm really happy with it because in free practice I make a little crash and I hurt my shoulder and my knee, so I'm really happy with this result now.
Are you injured for the race or not?
Well, just a little bit injured in my knee, but hopefully I can do 2 motors tomorrow without putting my foot on the ground, then it should be okay.
Well, for the reigning champion, 4th quickest, not perhaps the times he was looking for in practice, but Stefan Everts hoping to go a little better than he did in Spain.
No, it's not dramatic. We still have 14 rounds to go, but for sure this weekend I'm gonna give 110% and be on that podium.
Always a man to be reckoned with, Pedro Tractor. He only finished 1 heat in Spain, but he's 5th quickest here.
My 5th time is not so bad for today, so everything going well. I like this track, it's good. Not so many jumps, but it's okay for me. On this track is also many stones. You have to care about stones in the corners because you can hurt yourself very much. And if I have a good start tomorrow, I can win this race, I think. So I'm fast enough for winning.
Pointless in the championship so far. Mike Brown, 6th quickest in the training and hoping for a better day in Portugal.
I guess 6 is good for the start position, I think, and shoot, come out tomorrow and hopefully finish in top 5.
Okay, first GP in Talavera was not so good for you.
No, a few crashes, and the week before I have a crash and hurt myself, and I wasn't really 100% at the race, and this weekend I feel good.
7th quickest, just outside the leading order, is number 11, Ivan. And Yves de Maria, only 8th quickest, a little bit of a surprise there, taking some of the pressure off the leaders. And of course for Everts and the other leading riders, it's not just the on-track performance that the fans come to see, it's getting to meet their heroes. And we'll see them in action with the first heat when we rejoin Kick after the break.
Nolan X-Light.
Extreme Week, next week on Eurosport. With Fisherman's Friend, Safilo and
Dante's Peak.
Welcome back to Kick then, and the start of the second round of the 250 World Championship. Race 1 at Águeda. And a fairly even start from the first numbers as they come through, but a crash to it. And Betis and Marek Baverts, most importantly, down there as well. Betis, it turns out later, although he's trying to get back on the machine, actually has broken his leg, and he's transferred to hospital. And it's the #1 plate out front, so the reigning champion leads. Behind him, Pit Byra, the pole position man. Carlson on #9, who made the best start, in fact, is third. And Talon Boland, the American, right behind them in 4th place. And you can see already in these early laps that following a motorcycle closely on this track leaves you very open to a lot of scenery coming your way. The riders absolutely covered in the muddy shale that the track consists of. Rain before the event, and you can still see a large amount of mud on the track, making it very difficult to see for everybody but the leader. And of course the stones coming up as well, adding to the problems. Classic style out front from Evert. And behind them, the battle's continuing. Brown, 75 there, moving up a place. Started only 18th at the end of lap 1, picking up positions. De Maria moving up to 4th position ahead of Pedro Tractor. And since every machine is brown from the front, it's getting increasingly difficult to see what's coming on. Marek Baverts, there he is, 15th after that crash, back up into the lead group. Evert still leads, Byra second, Carlson and Voland still with him, so the front 4 unchanged. But Carlson is closing up on Pit Byra. And the constant rattle of stones off the visors of these guys must be a continual distraction. Saw on the practice lap just how tight this track can be in places, and also from that on-bike camera just how rocky it really is. There's Tractor 5th, DeWitt behind him, and De Maria taking the wide line in the hope of keeping up some speed, down in 8th position. Baverts there chasing Brown, Mike Brown for 11th position. And now a change in the top order. Carlson, #9, is second. Byra down to 4th position after a mistake and a small tumble, but pushing on.
Ich war am 2. Platz und konnte sogar ab und zu etwas Druck machen.
Byra explains that he was pushing hard from 2nd position, trying to put some pressure on Stefan Evert. He was sure that he had a chance, enough speed to pass him, but fell in the effort. And unfortunately, after getting back on, he said the machine was slower than before, so I just had to battle to hold on to my 4th place. Well, that's the way it was from his view. Marek Baverts, 11th. Having passed Brown, but not a good race for him at all. There's Brown dropping away in 12th position. Evert's now starting to come under pressure for the 2nd time in the race. Carlson right with him, very close indeed. This, of course, is where Byra came unstuck, trying to find a way round. Carlson ahead, but a very fast entry leaves him floundering on the exit, and once more Everts fights back. Carlson lunges forward a 2nd time, and this time holds on to the lead. And for the first time now, Everts will have to taste the mud and the gravel of the machine he's following. So Carlson pushing on in the lead and starting to leave Everts behind him. Is Everts struggling now with a problem? Potentially so, because he is being reined in by Voland in third place on the number 3 machine. Byra fourth. And behind him is Pedro Tractor on number 10. A long way back though. And Everts in trouble again. Everts battling away with Voland. Everts in 10th position, and after that early fall, struggling with a battered body as well as a battered machine. Pit Byra, the pole man, still holding on to his 4th position. De Maria down in 7th.
Dès le début de course, j'ai été crépi, donc je voyais pas grand-chose.
That wasn't what he thought he said. It was very muddy apparently at the beginning of the race. And as I rather expected, a lot of problems seeing anything at all, he said, and very tiring as well, trying to chase the leaders. So the number 9 machine staying out front, and the first win for Joachim Carlsen.
It was no problem with the bike was working perfect, as it always do, and it was my problem last week. I was doing a lot of mistakes, I did a lot of crashes, and I think I was kind of a little nervous, but for this race I felt really good, and my team worked really hard for me all weekend, and my girlfriend came down and pushed me, so it's really good.
So delight for the Swede, and a comfortable second in the end for Everts.
I didn't road relax, you know, I was kind of nervous and my arm started bumping, same like last week. You know, I don't feel relaxed yet. And Joachim was riding really good. He passed me very clean and no problems.
And for Voland, 3rd place.
Yeah, I'm happy. You know, that's my target every season, but this year I just need to win motos if I'm going to win a championship, so I must go for it the next moto.
And we'll bring you the action from the 2nd race after this break when we return with Kit.
ProGrid, the force of lightning.
Motors. Every week on Eurosport, news updates, interviews, behind-the-scenes reports, a world where speed is everything. Motors, a full dose of thrills.
With Total. Motors, Wednesday at 6 CET on Eurosport.
Welcome back to Kick for the 2nd round of the Portuguese Grand Prix. So the 2nd race starts in ideal conditions, and from a disappointing first race into the first corner ahead goes 75, Mike Brown, but immediately demoted by the flying Stefan Everts. Brown under pressure from De Maria and Baverts. And as for the race 1 winner, Joachim Carlsen has crashed out.
I did a not so good start, and then I did a crash in the first lap, and then somebody rode into my shoulder or hit me from the back, so I got some pain in my shoulder. I tried to ride, and it was okay for a few laps, but then it started to hurt, so I decided to come in.
So with Carlson out of it, Bevert second, leading Brown and De Maria. And last year's championship contenders all in the hunt for victory here in the second leg of the Portuguese Grand Prix. Bevert's number 2, championship runner-up, closing on the championship winner. De Maria third place, then Brown. Talon Boland coming in to contention in this second leg as well. Everts battling Beverts. And there'll be no quarter in this fight for the lead, given or asked. De Maria third, Brown fourth. But all eyes on the battle between the two strongest championship runners of '96. Everett still holds it. Yves De Maria in third place. Close enough to reap the rewards of any problems for the lead pair. Needs to get closer. Brown in fourth. But for how long, I wonder. Talon Boland is in fifth place, looking in good shape. And as the gap seesaws between them from lap to lap and jump to jump, wondering what he needs to do to get in contention with Brown, and the same thoughts undoubtedly going through the head of this lead pair, where to eke out an advantage. Still Everts out front, and the much drier conditions for the second run, but the track really cut up, as you can see, and the underlying strata still being fired mercilessly into the rider behind. Through comes the second group, battling away. Boland not looking quite as confident here as he was in Spain. By his own admission, still really needing to get his head around it. And Everts too, although in the post-race press conference after the first leg said he wasn't feeling comfortable on the machine, is doing a fairly reasonable job of it. Hibara going well. 7th place. And Tractor is 5th. But there is Brown, post-crash, and out of the event. Still Everts and Beverts in that order, as ever was. Beverts yet to get his nose in front. Yves De Maria pushing on. Boland's in 4th place, chasing him, but the Frenchman seems to be getting away. Byra in 7th place, Guys was behind him. Tractor in 5th, De Witt behind him in 6th position. And still this battle for the lead. And still Beverts unable to do anything more than occasionally get alongside. Talon Boland 4th place. And Everts fighting with all his ability, holding on in these closing laps. Desperate to deny Beverts. Yves De Maria comfortably on his own in 3rd place. Can't catch the leaders, but not under threat. Byra in 6th. And De Witt behind him having a good run in the second race.
Because I was 6th and 7th. This morning in free practice I had a lot of problems with my riding. I wasn't going that good. I had 20th time, so it was not so good, so I was not so confident for the race, but now 6th and 7th for me is okay now.
5th place for number 10, Tractor. But a hard-fought victory all the same for Stefan Everts, number 1.
That was very close. I just tried to make no mistakes, and I didn't look back. You know, I just said, look in front of me, and I don't want to see Marnik. Just try to focus, and I managed to do it. It was tough, but I'm happy.
So Everts wins, and for Marnik Everts, a
Normally I
tough
didn't start
second
second
place.
but I took some painkillers, and when I was second, I was trying to think about the race and try to follow Stefan the whole race, so I don't have to think about my wrist, and I'm really happy with the second place.
As well he should be, and happy too with 3rd place, I think, Yves Demaria.
Je savais que les 2 premiers Grands Prix allaient être très difficiles pour moi.
I said, I know that the first 2 Grand Prix were always going to be hard because I'm not really in peak condition, but hopefully it'll get easier as the season goes on. Now I do feel good on the bike though, so in a couple of Grand Prix, hopefully we'll be looking to win. This track's not only tough, it's also quite dangerous, so I'm very happy to take 3rd place here.
Très vicieux, donc finir 3e, c'est une très bonne place pour moi.
So Everts, Poland and Demaria, and that's the final podium for the Portuguese Grand Prix. The next Grand Prix is the 13th of April in Valkenswaard in the Netherlands, and of course you'll see it on Kick here on Eurosport. Until then, Martin Haven saying bye-bye.